point out you don't really absolutely need a dehydrator to do this lifestyle. You need to have your juicer. That's important. So you can make your green juice, your wheatgrass juice. I'm going to be using an omega juicer today, which is a single auger. Page 19, it's kind of a strange looking 9, but foundation point. Any nut or seed, sunflower seed in size or larger, we suggest you soak first. Therefore, you are germinating that nut or seed. So you want to soak it at room temperature, because you're bringing it to life.
How long?
You're boosting the nutritional value. How long, you may ask? It depends on the size of the nut or seed. You've got a nice chart in your manual. I can just make it easy for you. Soak it overnight at room temperature. Then you don't have to look at the chart. The enzyme inhibitors by rinsing it. Rinse, they're ready to use in a recipe like this. Right? You boosted that nutritional value, you've made it easier to digest, you've brought it to life, so you've increased that life force. Then, once you brought it to that stage, you can keep it in the refrigerator about a week, or you can dehydrate it. So if you have a tray from your dehydrator, this is from an Excalibur dehydrator. The 9 or 5 tray model are this size. You can dehydrate the nuts or seeds by spreading them out on here. Put it in your dehydrator, which you have set about 110 degrees Fahrenheit, about 43 Celsius. And you leave those nuts or seeds in your dehydrator until they are thoroughly dry. That will usually be at least a couple of days. You can then store them, room temperature, airtight container, for a couple of months. They're ready to eat, they're ready to use in the recipe. So if you forgot to soak, you could use dehydrated. They're great to snack on because you get crunch. Or wait, I promised this one guest I will continue his phrase. You will get crunchification, in case you all like crunchification. Dehydrated pecans, we're going to put in here. And a little bit of dehydrated walnuts. I'm using dehydrated just to show you that, 1, you can use it in the recipe. You don't really have to change much. 2, it'll go through the machine with no problem. So you see, wow, if that goes through the machine, it's easy enough. Also, because then, wow, they were really good with the spoons here. You can also snack on them. In case you want to try, but you don't want to try either one, do you? Okay. You're looking for doing in a pate, which is what we're doing here, about an equal amount of nuts and vegetables. So it says an amount here, but you can say, oh, I can just look at the amount, say it's about equal amounts. So you don't even have to follow this exactly. It's better to look and say, well, it's going to be easier to tell if it's equal amounts if I cut them about the same size. So the peppers are cut a nice size there. Put in some peppers. It's usually a little bit more peppers than carrots.
Are they dehydrated?
No.
The vegetables?
Peppers?
Yeah. Equal amount of nuts and vegetables. Right? It's okay, that's good. If someone said, no, you need to put another pepper, another carrot, we can do that. More peppers. Our spices. So we have paprika, which gives us some red color, nice little flavor to it. Now I'm not doing the exact amount of the recipe, so I'll just adjust a little. Powder. So the recipe has garlic powder in here, which gives you kind of like a cooked kind of taste to it, clove of fresh garlic. So for me to do the clove of fresh garlic doesn't alarm anybody.
Poultry seasoning sounds like a bird.
Yeah, but there's no bird in there. This is what you would put on the bird, but we're not using a bird.
Okay.
So this is just a small amount, so it's not a strong flavor. At times, like Thanksgiving, we did a pate with extra poultry seasoning, so it tastes reminiscent of turkey without hurting the turkey. Mashoya. I never put Bragg's or Namashoya in here before I've run it through the machine. That's like an afterthought.
After you do what?
After I've run it through the machine or processed it in some way. It's kind of like, do I need it? Outer flavor and
Help.
not change the color as much because it's just gray. So I just put a little, like, teaspoon of kelp in there. That would be our salt substitute. Pepper, we don't have black pepper here either. You all might have noticed that.
Yeah.
We will do a little pinch of cayenne pepper instead. Ingredients, a little pinch of cayenne, a little splash of lemon juice will also perk up the flavors. Around, you make your own pate or things, you can always add more seasoning, so try not to overdo it at the beginning of pate. So in the recipe it says use your blank attachment or homogenizing attachment. For this machine, it is a solid piece. Food processor.
What vegetables are those?
We have pepper and carrot.
Pepper.
You can do any vegetables. Usually I will put celery and onion in here, but in this one we fold it in at the end. Celery with the juicer. Cut the piece kind of thin. It's not just a whole wide piece. That makes And here is where we can then fine tune our flavors. Now, usually I'd have the celery and onion in there, but in this pate, we add it in now. To me, this recipe, which is in Kelly and Anna Maria's book in the store, Healthful Cuisine, I do not change the recipe out of respect for Kelly, because it was her recipe, and I really like it, but to me, it's way too much onion and celery listed. I don't put a little celery in, just like a little bit of onion, but if you love onion, you can do more. Mix it in, you can always add more in, because you're going to taste it now. This is where I would add the Bragg's liquid aminos or nama shoya, if you so desired. It does actually bring out a little more meaty taste. Actually making the nut meatloaf today so we can eat it tomorrow, which means we soaked the nuts last night so we can make it today so we can eat it tomorrow. That's a lot of planning. But tomorrow, it'll be last work.
How long would it keep in the fridge after you dehydrate the loaf?
So, let's talk about how we're going to keep it and what we're going to do.
Okay.
First, we're going to put it in here on a Paraflex sheet, non-stick sheet. The recipe may still say Teflex. Yeah, it still says Teflex. They don't make Teflex anymore. If you have it, it's fine to use, but they replaced it with Paraflex. So now we'll take our meatloaf and we put it in the shape. Well, I don't know about you, but I wasn't wise enough to eat this way my entire life. So when my mom made meatloaf, I was eating it, so I make it that kind of shape. The ketchup recipe, almost exactly, I do not make celery powder as listed there. I just use a stalk of celery. If you ever buy too much celery, dehydrate it as it says at the bottom, make your own celery powder. So the meatloaf,
So you put this
we will
red
have
pepper
tomorrow
on
lunch.
top and put it back on the
See,
dehydrator for an hour.
If there's something, and make it to a great raw burger. It's like, to me, one of the best raw burger recipes that I've tasted.
Okay, so if you don't dehydrate the whole thing, you can keep that in the fridge longer and dehydrate it?
We're still getting other options for your storage.
Okay.
But you can leave it a couple days in the fridge, it'll be fine, like this. We, one time, had a little event, and we made little tiny burger patties. Right, so the burger, I use like lettuce to be the leaf, to be the bun. You can make onion crunchy all the way through. I just want the little crust on the outside. The inside's still moist.